Hello everyone, welcome to Flip playing Terraria. I just wanted to show off my most memorable character and my most memorable 1.2 world because 1.3 is coming out like either tomorrow or the next day or whatever, and I don't know if it's going to destroy this world or not, and I just need there to be a record of my accomplishments and what this character means to me. So basically, Arch started off, I had a whole bunch of items left over from my playthrough with Hannibal, if you've seen that. Basically, my guy was a mage with Frostbark armor, and I always wanted to use stuff like the Terra Blade and Master Ninja gear, but I couldn't get an excuse as a mage to use it. So I gave him this gear, and I said, okay, let's have a character that's all about melee, completely melee, and we'll see where it goes. So that's Arch, okay? He started off with bat wings, all red and demonic, and from there, well, he ended up getting, like, frost armor as a look, and basically I've maxed out this character completely. Like, you'll see, he's got the golden fishing rod, he's got all the melee items, Terra Blade, Horseman's Blade, Flareon, Scourge of the Corruptor. The North Pole I can't see using very much, except for maybe Skeletron Prime, and I don't PvP with this character, but this would be the weapon, I guess, since homing stuff doesn't work in PvP. And this thing just covers it in snowflakes. I use the twins as my minion because it's thematic. You'll notice I've got Fishron's wings and the Flareon. Like, this is the only character I've been able to completely beat the Pumpkin Moon with, Fishron with, and I'm really impressed with how he came out. Anyway, as most people do, I started off on this world with a shitty little box house made out of wood. And, well, after I blew that up with bombs, it basically stood where this tree used to be, right on the spawn point. I built the Arch Tower. My whole idea here of stopping invasions really didn't work. I really didn't get the concept of... Ooh, this isn't good. The concept of actually putting base traps around your NPCs, that never really happened. They really should live in much better houses than this. But I guess it gets the job done. To be honest, there's much better ways. I should have had them in floating houses on the living wood trees kind of thing so that they'd never actually get killed. Alright, so let's go over here to the, basically the Temple of Fwip. It's funny. I had him build this thing to invite basically my other character over when... like, things weren't going his way, and he wasn't strong enough to fight enemies. But then it turns out I just needed different arenas to beat bosses. I didn't need him at all. So here's my Pets and Valuables box, where I've got all... I tried to capture every pet in the game, and I basically do have them all, except for the Baby Eater from the Eater of Worlds. Look at this. I even went to another world and got the Bone Key. Like, that's insane. Like, do you know what it took to get that? A giant asphalt platform... and literally 10 minutes with a Flareon. It was terrible. I'm still more impressed at the tartar sauce minion, though, just for the reference, and that I got it with fishing. Like, this guy, he wasn't really a vampire, but he ended up being, like, a pro fisherman. Anyway, I've got all the extra items and stuff for other classes. For example, like, I don't know what a godly snowman cannon can do. Maybe my next playthrough will involve me being a ranger. But I know when 1.3 starts, there's going to be so much new content and so much changed stuff that it's just going to be totally different. For example, here's a really big one. I've got the axe, okay? Not only do I have the axe, which I believe is a 1 in 200 chance, but if we go over to the second base I ended up building, and let's just ignore this entire room right now, because I'll show that in a minute. Here in my second base that I built, if we go into the basement, I have a second axe on the wall down here that I got from fighting Enraged Plantera on the surface. That's insane. Like, it's a 1 in 200 chance, and in 1.3... they change it to a 1 in 50 chance. So, you know, just... you know, I once fished 4 scaly truffles in a row. Or at least within 20 seconds of, you know, I fished 4 of them. Like, there's just little achievements like that that just happened. Like, you know, I got the slime staff. I got, you know, all these vanity items. I got every music box in the game. I started collecting all the weird weapons that, you know, sort of dropped as legendaries off the bat. You know, such as this, a legendary bone pickaxe. Do I ever need one? No, but it just happened to happen. Where'd it go? Oh, oops. No, I definitely need the Terrorblade more than that. But it just kind of happened. And this house here was kind of just an experiment with negative paint because I've never used that before. Just I've collected every magic spellbook in the game except Demon's Scythe because I accidentally sold that. But technically I've got that too. You know, I've got a little wizardy chamber. I don't really need it. I've been trying to capture every banner in the game just to show, you know, what I've completed. I don't have the Nymph banner. I don't know what the rarest one here would be. Maybe a Cursed Axe? Or, you know, I went into a different world and got a Herpling banner. That was crazy. You know, I honestly don't know what the rarest one here would be, but there you go. And then this massive area here is something I've never built before, but it's like just a whole bunch of independent farms. Like here's your liquid multiplication facility. I'm sure everyone's got one, but I never bothered to build it before. Got yourself a pumpkin farm here. I really should be holding something. Okay, I'll just grab a lever so you can kind of see all the different wires. Like, you know, that over there to your left is possibly the most time-consuming and slightly useless project I've ever done. That's Yaramir's bait farm. Oh, I say it's useless, but it really, really took me to the limit here when it came to trying to beat angler quests because I just couldn't do butterflies and fireflies. Okay, let's just see for a minute how many you can get at a time. But it was just so time-consuming to build this giant thing. It's just a monster of only slight utility. But it's just an accomplishment. Would I ever build it again? I hope not. But I suppose if I'm, you know, starting over from scratch, you know, I guess I'd have to. Usually it gives you 5 worms and 5 grasshoppers, which is enough to really get you on a start. Oh, and this thing on the left is possibly the stupidest invention I've ever created on my own. Alright, so, do I have any stone on me right now? No, but there's probably some in this chest. I'll just show it off because it's awful. There we go. Okay, it's a bit of a joke of mine. When I read on the Terraria Reddit that they were going to build, or at least Terraria was going to have a bunch of achievements, I thought, well, one of the silliest achievements you can probably get would be like, kill every NPC at once. Like, all 12, dead. And I was like, well, wait a minute, how would you do that? Like, to have everything die at once. And then I realized, okay, basically, short of a really bad invasion luck kind of thing, you'd have to build a machine to kill all your NPCs. So that's what this is. This is an NPC killing machine. Why would you ever want to do this? You wouldn't, but I've got it, so we're going to show it off. Essentially, the stupidest thing is, all you do is you turn on this timer, and it starts spawning both male and female ones at this king and queen statue. You turn on this one up here, I guess, and it starts spawning spiky balls on top of the regular balls, I guess. That's bad. Okay, let's turn on the bottom row, and then I guess you start flicking the middle switch to kind of get them to fall to the next area, because sometimes the statue will just spawn your NPCs over and over again, but my only goal here is to get basically everybody possible in this crazy death trap. It works a lot better in the daytime because at night they'll just start respawning, like. But there's literally no purpose for why you'd want to kill all your NPCs at once, is there? Unless you want to rename everybody, or you got upset at what the clothier or somebody happens to have. I don't know. It's also how I got this hat, which you can only get from killing the traveling merchant. I didn't even realize you could do that. Okay, let's turn that off. That's enough NPCs in one place. Alright, so then after this, undo this, and let it go. And everybody is freaking dead. Well, most everybody. And that's it. All your NPCs dead at once. Congratulations, right? Why would you want to do this? Alright, so over here, I might as well show it off, is the giant terrarium bottle, where I... Oh my gosh, how did you survive this? Oh, great, the demolitionist would survive, right? Anyway, it's got every, or I'm supposed to have every glass cage and bottle in the game. Got your plants up there, all safe and secure for whenever apocalypse happens. Everything is safe and away from everything else. And of course, up here in the sky, you got your random little city towns too. Sorta, you know, for weaver and hunting and getting the painter's last few paintings because, I don't know, after I was able to beat the Frost Moon and the Pumpkin Moon and collect the last few maxed out melee items that I could possibly have, like, it just became a completionist battle for no reason, right? I mean, I'd have to go to different worlds to collect rare paintings, so I didn't really do that much. Here are my other really good accomplishments. I built the Cannonball Arena that I read about from the Reddit site here. Basically, it's just a cannon up in the air, a couple spiky platforms that you stand next to, so that you take damage from those and not from the pumpkins. And you just, here, I'll show you in my safe. You just have, like, 3 stacks of cannonballs, and you just fire it all night long. And you'll pass the pumpkin moon at, like 9 o'clock at night or something. And, like, okay, not 9 o'clock, maybe 10, maybe 11. And then you still have, like, an extra 5 in-game, not 5 real-life hours, but 5 Terraria hours of just constant loot. Like, it's insane. Like, the first time I did this and didn't die and got all the items, I was completely blown away at how simplistic this arena works. But it does. I don't need to show it off because I just looked it up. Just look up Cannonball Arena. It's an amazing accomplishment to beat the Pumpkin Moon in single player, and this is all you need. Directly progressing after that, over here is my Pumpkin Moon Arena, where, essentially, you know, since I'm a one player, how do you beat the Frost Moon, right? Well, you turn on, well, maybe you close the roof here, and I used to have, what's it called? Oh, the Razor Pine, because it goes through blocks, and I'd fire it downwards here to fight off the Everscreams, but there's no reason. See, all you do is you stand here, and you fight everything, and the Horseman Blade Pumpkins will just kill stuff for you. It's insane. Over and over and over again. And at the same time, I've got this set up down here, where I spawn a little bat, and it turns on these levers, and then you've got this spear batter going on. I don't know how effective it ever was, but it certainly was my goal to beat the Frost Moon, or at least acquire the North Pole. And literally, I acquired everything except for the reindeer bells. Ugh! That's so difficult. But that's how I managed to do this stuff here. You know, again, it's just an amazing accomplishment. And, well, to me anyway, because I've never been able to do that, except with this character. A melee character, no less. I don't know if I lucked out, if that was the best thing to do with single player, but it's just, I was never able to do that before. And in fact, we're going to do something right now that I've never, you know, I haven't done in a while, which is fight Duke Fishron. You see, I've got this giant asphalt platform, and the first time I beat him was with the Scourge of the Corruptor, because it homes, right? And then I acquired the Flareon, and this thing will kill him in seconds, but we're not going to do that. No, we're going to fight Duke about as good as I ever fought him before. Wrath Potion, Flask of Corrupted Flames. I also used a Swiftness Potion, but I've managed to outrun Duke and have him despawn, so that's terrible. So we're not doing that. No, sorry, Barbaruni, we're fighting him live. Oh, wait, no, not with this. With the Scourge of the Corruptor, yeah. How we originally fought him. Now, apparently in 1.3, I can't pull this trick off anymore. Duke is going to enrage when he leaves the ocean biome, so this whole thing here ain't going to work anymore for me. But, like, it was my goal, basically, in Terraria, to do things that I've never done, succeed at challenges I've never succeeded, and this character did it. Like, it's not even that powerful, the Scourge of the Corruptor. The point is, as a melee character, I need some way to fight and dodge. And just being able to run and spam this thing. Well, now that I have the fish run wings, I didn't have that at first, right? Like, I can just shoot the ground and let these things kill it for me. But look at the size of this arena. Okay, just think of it like this, okay? Before I acquired the Scourge of the Corruptor, this is what I had. No, before I acquired the Flairon and then the Bubble Gun, this is what I had to do. Just chase him over the entire world. With the Flairon, I can kill him before I've reached the halfway point on this. Oh god, there was a meteor fall here. That wasn't supposed to happen. Ugh, but just... I don't know if you can fully understand how impressed I am at this character and what he can do. Nope, there we go. Enraged Duke. But just to get you a point across here, let's try killing him with just the Flairon now. Okay, I don't even need to aim. Just bubbles. Bubbles everywhere. And we've reached the end of our platform. Yeah, I take a little bit of damage. But where is he? Where is he? And he's gone. Oh, God. Oh, this ain't good. Maybe that's the problem with the Duke. He can really get you right before he dies. Alright. There we go. And another Flairon. Oh, my goodness. It's a little bit grindy, but again, not as grindy as, like, say, killing a Dungeon Guardian. Again, all you need is a giant asphalt platform. And I've done it. It's just... I think I've done everything this game could have. I mean, I've got a giant, pretty farm set up. I've got useless machines. I've got useful machines. If we go down here, we're all the way at the Cavern layer. This is basically my truffle worm farm. Now, no, I never figured out how hoiks work. No, that's how you'd make a super farm where weird angled blocks allow you to move things at super fast paces. I'm not entirely sure how or why it works, or if it's even a glitch or not. But instead, I've just got this giant icy area here, which, honestly, is also just building this arena was the only way for me to get the, what's it called? Oh, the Frost Key, that's right. Because that was another thing. I never acquired the key to all the biome chests before, but let's go down here. Where I have, right? Everything is here. There's, I've got every boss mask in the game saved up. I was starting to collect every wing in the game, but then I was like, that's not really my deal. So let's go over here. I mean, I've got the blocks and the bars for every ore, if you're wondering how I managed to do that. Fishing chests and the extractinator. Let's see. What else can I show off? Well, basically the trophy and fishing rewards, the special items from the biome chests. I never really played as a summoner, but I did collect all the items for it. Let's see here. The coin gun. The scythe. I don't really see why people choose the scythe over the Terrorblade. I mean, if you look at it here. Let's grab it here. The Death Sickle, yeah. Terrorblade does 141. The Death Sickle only does 92. And it, you know, it doesn't have, like, infinite range. I don't know. It never really was my bag, even though I've got it. Like, okay, finally it's on there. Like, you know, now that I got the Flairon, it basically outclasses every item in the game. It's ridiculous. Like, mid-range, just Flairon everywhere, all the time. The DPS is insane on this weapon. The Terrorblade for close quarters. The Horseman's Blade for that farm you saw. The Scourge of the Corruptor for, like, killing things before they even show up on screen. the North Pole for, I don't know, just destroying everything. I don't really like the North Pole. It's just that's the melee item that you get from the Frost Moon, and the Frost Moon is the last event in this game, basically, right now. So I've got it. I'm not a fan of it. Then I started making every armor set that I could. Started saving up all this chlorophyte ore for no reason, because why really would anybody need chlorophyte armor, turtle armor, shroomite armor, specter armor? You don't. You never need it all. But as a completionist, I started doing that. That's how crazy I got. And I've already got beetle armor on, so that's 2 sets right there. Although that did make me feel a lot better about using this character who started off as overpowered and then gradually through skill built himself up again and then went even further than I've ever managed to go. Like, let's just look through some of these chests here, right? I just got saved up so many of everything. You know, all this chlorophyte ore can just get changed into whatever. I'm not totally sure what all these gems or all these bars can be used for. Now I've got the full ninja set, for example. So many items just saved up and stuff. Let's see here. So much extra master ninja gear, for example. Extra Ankh shields. I think if I start in the new world in 1.3, I might give that character a Zephyr fish at least, just to have a pet. But I suppose I'll have to start fishing all over again too. It's a grind, it is. But it's fun. It gives you other items, and I don't know, it's like a side quest. And what kind of a sort of sandboxy RPG-esque thing do you do besides side quests? You need them, right? That's almost everything. Did I already show off? I don't think I did, but I got really far with trying to collect every mount in the game. There's not really that many, to be honest. No, the fuzzy carrot you get automatically, the scaly truffle. They've got so many of those. The other 2 would be the bee mount from the queen bee, and I fought that so many times it's ridiculous. As well as the king slime, and it just never happened. And I've just collected every dye, too, just to get myself the right color. You know, rainbow wings look awesome! You know, and I can just automatically switch myself here into fishing mode. Oh, get out of here. See, just play around all the time. And then look in the chest, right? Switch to my angler gear when I go fishing automatically there. Got the discount card just to, you know, buy more contaminator fluid. I'll go show off the rest of my world now because why not? Right, that's kind of the point of this video. Is this world is going to possibly be gone. I don't know if I'd go back to it when 1.3 happens because, like, what if something breaks and it's irreversible? There's new biomes that this world just will not have. Like, this character has reached the end of his progression. There's going to be more in the game after the golem, apparently, but, you know, without the new biomes, I don't think he's going to be able to get anywhere. Like, new armor sets, I'm going to have to start somebody new. So my other weird goal was to stop the Crimson from completely eating my jungle, because for some reason it just did. Oh, it was terrible. And I finally managed to do it, but it also involved me, like, using bombs and just blowing holes all the way to hell, just to be sure that the Crimson, the corruption, wouldn't, like, just continue to eat at this world. Like, I had to rebuild the soil, if you can see the dirt. I had to re-mud the whole thing, basically. Everywhere that you can see dirt, it was all eaten away. I couldn't do it. Just couldn't save it in time. It's ridiculous. Even here at the entrance to the jungle, it got this far. It was stupid how much corruption there was. And I'm not, I'm not totally against the corruption, but I am if it eats the jungle. Like, it was a ridiculous threat. I've never really seen that happen before, so, everything past this point is just regular dirt, pretty much. And then mud underneath at a certain point, because it's like a horror movie. And it just kept coming back, too. So I just look at these tunnels I had to build to make sure the corruption just stopped. I think partially because there's shadow orbs down here. It must have partially been jungle and corruption, and it just got out of control. Completely out of control. I know there's at least one player out there that can relate to me with this. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. So, you know, to me, it's just an accomplishment that this world still, you know, isn't being taken over, because that took so long to fix. And then over here, we've got, you know, a little NPC house that is completely isolated from the rest of the world, so that I can start the pirate invasion from, like, here. Usually there's a truffle hanging out in here, but, again, I managed to totally kill him off screen in the NPC murdering machine, so you'll just have to take my word on that. Because the best way to keep pirate maps circulating is to start the pirate invasion on the ocean. You'll get like 2-for-1 deals all the time. To be honest though, guys, the other really important thing that I need to say is that by creating all these early tiered armors, you know, this character started out overpowered and just, you know, ran through the game and got even farther than I thought I could. I've really learned, like, jungle armor takes, you know, takes spores, takes vines, takes stingers. I've learned that. You know, Crimtane armor, you cannot craft it. You can fight the brain, or the Eye of Cthulhu all you want, but you need the brain to craft this stuff, right? I've learned what bee armor can do. I've learned, you know, I've never really looked at the set bonuses of, like, titanium versus adamantite, but I can kind of see where that's going and what it looks like at the very least. I've never tried the ranged shroomite armor, but if I did, I'd want to set that sucker to rockets and then, you know, have a stinger and the snowman cannon. I kind of have an idea of what it's like, you know? How tricky it is to have molten armor and necro armor from bones and cobwebs. I've never really experienced those sort of progressions on purpose before, but now I kind of get it. Like when 1.3 happens, I'm going to know what to do. I think. I hope. Oh, God. I hope that's not going to come back to haunt me, because who knows what this new stuff is going to be like. And this one takes me just in between the arenas for, you know, getting here at night. That's what all my accessories are for. Like, if I'm doing the Pumpkin Moon, I need to know exactly when it's going to happen, so I've got a menacing GPS, right? I've got the Celestial Stone that I got. Oh my gosh, it took me like 6 solar eclipses to get 1 moonstone. That was insane, but that's the truth. You know, the Star Veil affects how long the ninja gear can leave you invincible. Like, that's awesome. Like, just the speed of being able to boost yourself all over the world is just so awesome. Like, starting out with ninja gear really put this character... He's got flavor. You know, he was a demon-y guy who started off in a, you know, kind of a terrible castle, but he's not bleak. Like, he's done things I never thought I could do. He's got rainbow wings. He's got red-tinted frost armor, because why not? He's got the peddler's hat because he's become an explorer. A completionist. He lives in this world, Arch. And, you know, he's got a place in my heart as a character. Like, he's my melee dude. And he'll always be a crazy fisherman, too. Right? I don't really need a scaly truffle, but, why not? He's got it. Nobody else could do it. Nobody else could get the golden fishing rod but this dude. Is there anything else in here? Got all these engine parts for trying to figure out how to make, like, bird engines and skeleton engines, and I never really figured that out. I went to Crimson Worlds for a little bit just to complete things like getting the vampire knives. Oh, man. You know, I've got every boss trophy in the game currently just here on this base. right? Retinazer. Oh my gosh, this one here. I only got that like last week, and I got like 30 copies of this one. I don't know why it was so difficult. I'm not sure if killing one over the other affects what trophy you get, because it didn't. Oh my goodness, I tell you, that took forever. It's the little things, you know? Like, I got the coin gun before I got the lucky coin, and I got the lucky coin by accident. Like, I didn't even notice I got it. It just ended up in my inventory after one invasion. But as a completionist, I tried to get it all. And really, other than... Like, I made a big list of everything I needed to do. Other than collecting mounts from things that are so grindy it's stupid. Other than building an NPC paradise, I kind of tried to do that in the Hallow, which is over here. It's okay. It's not ideal. Like, the guys in these houses were basically going to be safe. But, you know, as soon as they walk too much to the left over here, we end up back in the corruption. So, you know, that's a terrible idea. You know, other than building an ideal NPC base that has specific traps to defeat invasions, but I don't enjoy that much. I just like having waves and waves of pirates and just mowing them down with Terrorblade projectiles. You know, that's what he does. And, you know, he's got a weapon for every occasion. Like... I don't know. I can't stress it anymore. I don't know if these builds are that special, to be honest. You know, they're not... I've seen people post really pretty things on the Terraria Reddit. But, like, just... I've never really spent that much time on one world. Like, just building a dedicated bait farm. You know? Capturing every critter in the game. Putting it in a giant bottle. You know? Collecting every boss trophy, every maxed out weapon for your class possible. I really couldn't get far on trying to collect every banner in the game, because I'm not sure if every enemy has a banner. But to be fair, I mean, you know, this is as far as I got. You know, basically every magic weapon, all the interesting steampunky themed blocks, I guess. How are we doing, Dryad? I never really bothered getting rid of either the corruption or them, but, you know, this is fine for me. The underground's messed up beyond repair. Oh, and I even flubbed up a few times, too. Because, when I built the chlorophyte farm, I don't know... Oh, I guess I didn't mention that. Above the truffle worm farm is the chlorophyte, farm, which is just like this. I didn't realize it had to be in the cavern layer at first, so directly... Oh my gosh, I didn't realize you can bring those guys with you. So at first, well... You'll notice it here on the map. Like, I blew up a massive area to build a chlorophyte and truffle worm farm. I didn't realize it had to be a cavern layer. So this stuff over here never grew, and will, in fact, never grow. But I'll show it off anyway, because it was a terrible mistake. But I tried. You know, even your mistakes can be memorable. How about that? It's probably one of the bigger mistakes I've ever made. Besides accidentally selling off, you know, useless items like the demon scythe before I realized I was trying to collect them all. And after hard mode, trying to grind demons for no reason is stupid. That's why I've got 4 Avenger emblems eventually. I just gave up because it wasn't happening. But essentially, this character has done everything he can do. Everything is maxed out. You know, I can't get any further than wave 17 of the Frost Moon. But I don't need to, because I acquired the North Pole. I tried. I built an even better spear battery. based on some guides online, it just doesn't do the trick. I don't know if I messed it up or not, but that's about it. I hope you've liked this video because I just wanted to get across how epic it's been in 1.2 using a melee build. You know, giving yourself the challenge to be the best melee character you can be. And that challenge took me all the way. I don't know if it's specifically my playstyle. I mean, again, in Terraria, I've only ever really been a mage other than this. And it's just been so much more hands-on and just destructive. You know, blah, 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 blah. I can tank Plantera. Why don't we go do that, actually? Just to show you how powerful this guy is. I've never been a ranger, so, like, in 1.2, depending on what happens, maybe I'll end up being a ranged user, because I've never done that either. But as far as single player goes, this might just be the best option overall, because it's just so much more hands-on. I guess my attitude going into 1.3 is that I'm going to have to, you know, I'm not going to try to grind all this stuff again. Getting 2 copies of the axe is ridiculous, right? If you know how difficult it is now. And in 1.3, they've made it easier. I don't agree with that. But look, I don't even need to stand, basically. I can just... I don't even need to fight. Like, I can just stand here with the Terra Blade and let it eat through Plantera's health automatically. I won't even take enough damage to get past half health. Easy. And doing stuff like that is what, you know, over and over and over again is what gave me a second axe. I wasn't even trying. I can beat an enraged Plantera with the flare on, because that thing is overpowered as heck. But I guess you need overpowered items in the game, right? Which is odd. Very odd. Who knows what's going to be in 1.3, but, like, I figure my attitude towards it, if you're wondering, is I'm going to go, and I'm going to take it out as it comes. I've already picked out a really good name. I'm going to call my character Nero, I think. N-E-I-R-O. I don't know, I just started thinking maybe I'll name my character after 1.3, and then I said, okay, maybe I'll call him Orion. And then I was like, you know, it's too close to my real-life name. Let's turn it backwards and get rid of the O. And I was thinking, you know, I think it's spelled R-E-I-N, rien, is French for nothing. So, you know, rien would be like 0, nothing, and it was just redundant. So I just flipped it a bit and ended up being Nero. But spelt a little differently, because I'm sure, you know, Nero is actually like a hero's name. It sounds like it would be. So he's going to be unique anyway. I don't know. Like I said, his theme, Arch's theme was, he's like, you know, sort of a dark, not a vampire-esque, well, he's a vampire-esque character, which is ironic because as a melee character, I've never, ever had a need for the vampire knives, and without the Scourge of the Corruptor, I would never have beaten Fishron for the first time, ever. Just... I guess I'm going to take it as it comes. I'm going to try to go for all the new stuff. I might even become a summoner. Why not, if it's really fleshed out as much as it is? Although that's not a real active role to take. To be a summoner means all your equipment and gear is suited to minions, and then what do you do? Well, I guess you wield the Rainbow Rod, or the Nimbus Rod, or... I don't know what you would do. The Piranha Gun and just go crazy and let your minions do the work for you? Suppose it depends on what's in the next game. But, yeah. That's World 3 and Arch, and I hope that you at least have gotten some of the enthusiasm and the excitement for this character that I have. I hope you've got memorable Terraria characters, and I will see you all in 1.3. You know, who knows what that's going to have. There's even a final boss, apparently, to look forward to. But that's it for this world. I mean, I'm not going to delete it or anything, but I don't think I'm coming back here. Except maybe to collect a Zephyr fish. I don't even need vanity items, because my vanity items are going to be the new sets of armor. So I'll see you in 1.3 with whoever the Nero character is going to be. This is Flip signing out. Thanks for watching.